Hello there, and welcome back to Sleepy Wiki. As you settle in, just let your shoulders gently drop, feel the soft weight of your body, and allow your breathing to slow, deep and even, with each quiet exhale. Tonight, we'll journey far, far away, beyond the familiar flicker of stars, past the very lifespan of suns we know. Imagine a time so immensely distant. The universe itself has subtly transformed. We'll gently ponder civilizations that have perhaps outgrown planets, learning to live within vast protective shells, intricate worlds, woven around the last fading embers of a star. Think of life not merely on a world, but perhaps as a world itself, a sprawling living tapestry, cultivating its own delicate ecology within the embrace of a colossal structure, a Dyson Sphere. It's a quiet contemplation of post-stellar biology and the serene yet profound ingenuity of life in the deep future. We'll explore these whispers of tomorrow, allowing them to softly carry us into slumber. If these quiet wanderings help you find your peace, a gentle like or a soft subscription truly helps our little channel drift along. Now, let us close our eyes and quietly wonder, what secrets bloom in the twilight of the cosmos? The Megastructure Imperative. It's a concept that blossoms from the deepest roots of foresight, an understanding that even the grandest, most enduring things in the cosmos, the stars themselves, have lifespans. For civilizations that have endured for millennia, perhaps even hundreds of thousands of years, the slow, majestic dance of stellar evolution becomes not just an academic curiosity, but a profound existential clock. This deep future vision gives rise to the imperative, a fundamental, almost biological drive to reshape their environment on scales we can barely comprehend, to ensure their continued flourishing. Its origins lie in the simple yet profound truth that nothing lasts forever, and its motivations are as varied and complex as the civilizations themselves. Imagine a civilization that has long outgrown the cradle of its home planet. Perhaps they began, like us, on a solitary world orbiting a G-type star, gathering warmth from its generous thermonuclear heart. For eons, this star, like our own sun, remained a stable, unwavering beacon, fusing hydrogen into helium, releasing prodigious amounts of energy, roughly 3.8 pounds 10^26 watts, a staggering torrent of power that dwarfs all terrestrial needs. But as their population swelled, as their scientific curiosity deepened, and their technological prowess expanded, their energy demands began to follow an exponential curve. A single planet, receiving only a minuscule fraction of its star's total output, soon becomes insufficient. This is the first, perhaps most primal motivation for the megastructure imperative, the insatiable thirst for energy. Consider the scale. If a civilization wishes to power an entire solar system's worth of computing, manufacturing, and life support, even the most efficient energy harvesting from a single planet's surface is a mere whisper compared to the star's roaring furnace. To truly capture this celestial bounty, to harness the full potential of their star, they would inevitably turn to the concept of a Dyson sphere, or, more likely in its initial stages, a Dyson swarm. These are not just theoretical constructs. They are the logical endpoint of a civilization's energy trajectory. a step beyond what we classify as a Type 1 civilization, mastering planetary energy, and well into Type 2, mastering stellar energy. But the motivation extends far beyond mere energy acquisition. Longevity is a powerful driver. Our Sun, a comfortable G2V yellow dwarf, is currently in its main sequence, about halfway through its roughly 10 billion year lifespan. It has about 5 billion years left of stable hydrogen fusion. For a species that measures its history in millions, even billions of years, this stellar lifespan is a ticking clock. As a star ages, it changes. For example, our Sun will eventually swell into a red giant, potentially engulfing the inner planets, and then later contract into a white dwarf, radiating only a faint residual heat. For civilizations that foresee such cosmic events, the creation of an artificial, stable, and controllable environment becomes not just desirable, but essential for survival. They might choose to build vast habitats around much longer-lived stars, such as M dwarfs. These smaller, cooler, reddish stars, though less luminous, burn their fuel so slowly that their lifespans can extend for trillions of years, far longer than the current age of the universe. To truly harness an M dwarf, however, often involves building structures much closer to the star, where the habitable zone is narrow and tidal locking is common, posing unique engineering challenges and opportunities for orbital and atmospheric design within a megastructure. Bio and resource utilization also plays a critical role in this imperative. A home planet, no matter how rich, possesses a finite amount of raw materials. As a civilization expands, its demand for metals, rare earths, volatile compounds, and even basic elements like carbon and silicon grows exponentially. The asteroid belts, the Kuiper belt, and even the distant Oort cloud become not just astronomical curiosities, but vast quarries. Imagine the delicate, precise dance of automated mining fleets, harvesting entire minor planets, disassembling them into their constituent elements, and transporting them to colossal foundries within the megastructures. The resources of an entire solar system, measured in sextillions of tons, could be brought into play, fueling an economy and a civilization on an unprecedented scale. Beyond the practicalities of energy and resources lies a deeper, more philosophical motivation: the preservation and continuation of life itself. What happens when the biological forms that evolved on a planetary surface face a future without a planet? Or a future where the natural, chaotic forces of the cosmos, rogue black holes, gamma-ray bursts, or the eventual heat death of the universe threaten their very existence? Megastructures become not just homes, but cosmic arcs, self-contained biospheres engineered to provide stable, controllable environments for post-stellar biology to flourish. Within their immense, enclosed volumes, artificial ecologies can be meticulously crafted and maintained, replicating the intricate balance of a natural world, but with the added resilience and flexibility of intelligent design. These structures could become libraries on an unimaginable scale, safeguarding the entire sum of a civilization's knowledge, art, and history against the ravages of cosmic time. Every whisper of their past, every triumphant discovery, every piece of music and literature encoded and preserved within the very fabric of their constructed worlds. They become monuments not just to engineering prowess, but to the enduring spirit of life and intelligence, an eternal flame against the growing cosmic darkness. And so, the megastructure imperative emerges from a confluence of necessity and ambition. The need for immense energy, the drive for stellar-scale longevity, the requirement for vast resources, and the profound desire to preserve and expand life itself into the deep future. It is a testament to what a civilization, driven by foresight and ingenuity, might achieve when it faces the ultimate challenges of cosmic existence. As these grand structures begin to take shape around their stars, the question naturally arises: what kind of life, what kind of ecology could possibly thrive within these engineered paradises? What does it mean for biology to truly become post-stellar? Imagine a civilization, vast and ancient, that has outgrown the modest confines of a single planet or even a star system. Their needs for energy and living space have swelled beyond the natural offerings of the cosmos. Where do they turn? They turn to the very heart of their system, their star, not to consume it, but to gently embrace it, to harness its boundless energy and sculpt its light into new worlds. This grand vision, a cosmic cradle for an advanced civilization, is what we call a Dyson Sphere. Yet it's not a single monolithic idea, but a spectrum of architectural dreams, each with its own incredible engineering challenges and unique ecological possibilities. They range from loosely woven networks to truly enclosed worlds, each offering a different canvas for life to flourish. Let us first consider the Dyson swarm, perhaps the most elegant and practical approach. Picture not a solid shell, but a myriad of independent habitats, solar collectors, and industrial arrays, all gently orbiting the star. Like a vast, shimmering cloud of cosmic fireflies, or a flock of starlings performing an intricate dance, billions of these independent structures would move through space, each with its own purpose. They would be relatively small, perhaps the size of a city or even a small moon, and orbit independently, allowing for resilience against meteoroids or engineering failures. If one module experiences a problem, the vast majority remain unaffected. Each of these individual habitats would be a self-contained world, a tiny jewel of life. Within these, artificial gravity could be easily generated through rotation, gently pushing occupants and atmosphere outwards to create a familiar down. Here, miniature, carefully balanced ecosystems or biomes could thrive, each a unique expression of its creator's desires, from verdant forests under a controlled sunbeam to bustling cityscapes bathed in engineered light. Moving beyond the swarm, we encounter the more ambitious Dyson bubble. This concept envisions a vast, non-orbiting static structure surrounding the star. Instead of independent modules, it's a more unified, though still permeable, sphere. Imagine a colossal, nearly transparent balloon, or a delicate spherical lantern, held aloft not by orbital mechanics but perhaps by the subtle pressure of the star's light itself, or by incredibly strong tension cables anchored to distant, stable points in space. The materials science required for such a structure would be beyond our current understanding, demanding tensile strengths that defy imagination, able to withstand immense forces over cosmic distances. While still offering a sense of enclosure, the Dyson bubble might allow for more coordinated internal environments, with light and energy distributed across larger segments. And then there is the ultimate dream, the most audacious and challenging, the Dyson shell. This is the truly solid, continuous sphere, a planetary skin turned inside out, completely encasing the star. It's a hollowed-out world of unimaginable scale, where the entire inner surface becomes a canvas for life. The sheer engineering required is staggering. The amount of material needed to construct a shell, even a few kilometers thick, surrounding a star like our Sun, would be equivalent to the mass of a large gas giant, like Jupiter. Holding such a structure together against the star's immense gravity and tidal forces, and preventing its internal surface from being pulled towards the star, would necessitate physics and materials far beyond our current grasp. It would, in essence, be building a star-sized planet, but hollow. It is within these colossal architectures, especially the more enclosed varieties, that the concept of internal biomes truly blossoms into an art form, the art of world building on an epic scale. Firstly, gravity's gentle hand must be engineered. For individual habitats or segments within a Dyson swarm or bubble, rotation is the most elegant solution. As the structure spins, centrifugal force creates an artificial gravity, gently pushing inhabitants and all that surrounds them towards the outer floor. However, for a truly solid Dyson shell, the star's gravity would naturally pull everything towards its center. To create a habitable inner surface, one would need truly advanced, perhaps even speculative, physics, or to design the internal surfaces as vast rotating cylinders within the larger shell. But for the purpose of our gentle journey tonight, let us simply imagine that gravity has been tamed and a clear down exists for life to take root. Next, the sun's gentle echo must be designed. With a star encased, the natural rhythm of day and night, the warmth and vitality of sunlight must be meticulously recreated. Massive light pipes, intricate arrays of mirrors, or even secondary artificial suns could distribute the star's boundless energy across the vast internal landscapes. Imagine programming dawns and dusks, allowing oceans of light to slowly flood across artificial continents, painting them in hues tuned for optimal plant growth or human comfort. These light cycles would be carefully choreographed, not just for illumination, but to guide the very rhythms of life, from photosynthesis in engineered forests to the sleep cycles of 1 billion inhabitants. Creating breathing worlds. Within these structures is paramount. An atmosphere, a contained ocean of air, would need to be meticulously crafted and maintained. Oxygen, nitrogen, and trace gases, all balanced to perfection. This requires closed-loop ecological systems, immense bioregenerative life support systems where plants, fungi, and microscopic organisms work in concert with advanced atmospheric processors to continuously recycle gases, scrub pollutants, and maintain pressure and composition. Every breath would be a testament to careful planning and profound understanding of ecological balance. And what of the waters within? Entire hydrological cycles would need to be designed. Rivers would flow across vast internal plains, oceans would shimmer under artificial suns, and clouds would gather and release their rain, all managed by sophisticated systems. Evaporation, precipitation, condensation, the entire dance of water would be a precisely engineered ballet, ensuring every drop is conserved, purified, and returned to the cycle, creating an abundance of fresh water for agriculture, industry, and daily life. This brings us to the most fascinating aspect: living ecosystems and post-stellar biology. With gravity, light, atmosphere, and water all engineered, civilizations could create biomes of unparalleled diversity and purpose. This isn't just about transplanting terrestrial life, it's about the potential for post-stellar biology. Life specifically adapted or even designed for these unique engineered environments. Imagine plants optimized to thrive under specific light spectrums, or animal species evolving, or being engineered, to navigate landscapes with altered gravity or atmospheric compositions. Biodiversity would be cultivated not just for aesthetic beauty, but as a robust engine for ecological stability, with every organism playing a role in the grand, self-sustaining system. Bioremediation would become a foundational science, with specialized microbes and fungi breaking down waste products, turning them back into valuable resources within this perfectly enclosed world. 1. These vast, engineered biomes within Dyson spheres are not merely habitats. They are living tapestries, woven with scientific precision and artistic vision. They represent a future where humanity, or its descendants, takes on the mantle of cosmic gardeners, not just cultivating planets, but building entire worlds for life to blossom in ways we can only begin to imagine. They are a testament to ingenuity, a promise of eternal dawn for civilizations that have learned to cradle their stars. But what kind of civilizations would call these immense constructed worlds home? How would their societies and cultures evolve in such an environment? That perhaps is a question for another whispered story as the night deepens. Post-stellar life, energy sources, and metabolic adaptations. Imagine the universe not as a realm of blazing suns, but as a vast, quiet canvas. The brilliant, fiery hearts of galaxies, the stars that have fueled life for billions of years, will eventually dim and die. Their nuclear fires, once so vibrant, will sputter out, leaving behind only the husks of their former glory. White dwarfs, neutron stars, or silent, invisible black holes. What then for life? Does it simply vanish with the light, like a dream fading with the dawn? Or does it, in its boundless ingenuity, find new ways to whisper on, adapting to the ultimate cosmic twilight? This is where we begin to explore the truly wondrous resilience of biology. When the radiant warmth of a star is no longer a given, life must turn inward, seeking out the hidden energies that persist in the deep cosmic night. No longer bathed in sunshine, these future organisms would need to become masters of the subtle, the residual, the almost imperceptible. One of the most fundamental shifts would be in their primary energy source. For eons, life on Earth has relied on photosynthesis, capturing the sun's energy. But in a post-stellar age, the planetary bodies themselves become the source. Think of the deep Earth, even today, where a faint internal furnace still glows. The slow, steady decay of radioactive elements within a planet's core, like uranium-238 or thorium-232, generates a persistent, albeit gentle, warmth. This geothermal energy, the planet's own internal hearth, would become a crucial lifeline. Life might burrow deep, not just for shelter, but to tap directly into these ancient geological batteries. Imagine organisms with roots that plunge into the crust, drawing sustenance from the warmth of the mantle, much like terrestrial plants draw nutrients from soil, but on a timescale stretching beyond our comprehension. Such a low-energy environment would necessitate incredible metabolic adaptations. The frantic pace of life we know, the rapid growth, the swift reproduction, would be a distant memory. Instead, life would embrace Brady metabolism, a profound slowing down, and almost geological patience. Cells might become incredibly efficient, extracting every last joule of energy from their surroundings, repairing themselves with exquisite slowness, perhaps entering states akin to perpetual hibernation. Imagine a creature that takes centuries to mature, its heartbeat a barely perceptible tremor, its movements as slow as the creep of a glacier. Its very essence would be conservation, a silent, enduring presence against the backdrop of cosmic time. These organisms might develop robust, crystalline cellular structures, resilient against the vacuum and the cold, their biological machinery fine-tuned to operate at temperatures that would freeze our familiar biology solid. Beyond internal planetary warmth, the universe still offers pockets of chemical potential. Even without a star, geological processes continue. Volcanic activity, cryovolcanism on icy moons, and the crushing pressures within planetary bodies can create rich chemical gradients. Think of the black smokers at the bottom of Earth's oceans, where life flourishes without sunlight, powered by chemosynthesis. In the deep future, these chemical factories could be even more exotic. Perhaps interactions between supercooled hydrogen and other elements, or the slow erosion of ancient mineral deposits under immense pressure, could provide subtle energy releases. Organisms might evolve to become master alchemists, extracting energy from the breaking and forming of chemical bonds in ways we can barely conceive, perhaps utilizing novel electron donors and acceptors, or even harnessing the energy stored in the very structure of complex molecules that form under extreme conditions. They would be the silent gardeners of the cosmos, tending to unseen chemical gardens, drawing life from the most subtle of molecular shifts. But what if civilizations themselves become the new suns? This brings us to the fascinating concept of Dyson Sphere Ecology. If an advanced civilization constructs a Dyson sphere, a colossal shell built around a star to capture all its energy, they create an entirely new set of environmental conditions. While the inner surface might be a controlled paradise, what about the vast, engineered structures themselves? The waste heat from the civilization's colossal computational engines, the energy spent on manipulating matter and space, would radiate outward. This waste heat, this faint warmth from the engines of cosmic intelligence, could become a new, unexpected energy source for life. Imagine organisms evolving not just on planets, but within the very fabric of these megastructures. They might develop technobiotic metabolisms, feeding on subtle electromagnetic fields, or directly processing the exotic molecular byproducts of advanced technology. Perhaps they form symbiotic relationships with the sphere's systems, like a moss growing on a vast artificial mountain or a fungus spreading through its circuitry, not as a destructive force, but as an integral, living component. Their metabolic adaptations might involve direct energy transfer, almost like living circuit boards, absorbing energy at the quantum level from the infrastructure around them. These could be organisms that perceive the sphere's energy grid as their nutrient network, its computational pulses as the rhythm of life itself. They might even incorporate nanoscale machinery into their own biology, becoming true cyborg organisms, blurring the lines between the natural and the artificial. And in the deepest, most speculative reaches of the future, might life even learn to draw energy from the fundamental fabric of space-time itself? Could there be organisms that, through eons of evolution, learn to harvest the minuscule, fleeting energies of quantum vacuum fluctuations, or even harness the faint, theoretical glow of Hawking radiation from black holes? These would be beings of pure patience, existing at scales almost incomprehensible to us, their metabolisms operating on principles we are only just beginning to grasp, their lives stretching across eons, like living testaments to the universe's quiet, enduring power. From the slow, steady ticking of a planet's core to the artificial warmth of a future civilization's engines, and perhaps even the whisper of quantum energy, life in the post-stellar age will redefine survival. It will be a testament to adaptation, to the ingenious ways biology finds to persist, even as the cosmic stage transforms. But what forms might these resourceful, patient beings take? How would their bodies reflect these incredible energy sources and metabolic feats? As we drift deeper into the cosmic night, let's next imagine the physical forms of these wondrous, enduring inhabitants of the deep future. Imagine, if you will, a future where the wild, sprawling tapestry of life isn't just observed and protected, but gently, thoughtfully, and meticulously woven by intelligent hands. This is the realm of Engineered Ecologies, a vision where future civilizations, faced with the grand challenges of deep space and post-stellar existence, don't just adapt to nature, but become nature's most profound architects. Think of it not as conquering the wild, but as an act of cosmic gardening, where the entire biosphere becomes a living canvas, carefully cultivated for resilience, beauty, and purpose. In the quiet immensity of the deep future, especially within the confines of monumental structures like Dyson spheres, the very air we breathe, the water we drink, and the soil beneath our feet might be a product of exquisite biological engineering. Within these vast, shimmering constructs, the Dyson spheres, those colossal shells that cup entire stars or even black holes, capturing their energy, life cannot simply emerge by chance as it did on ancient Earth. Instead, it must be deliberately brought into being, sculpted with intent. These spheres are not merely habitats, they are the ultimate terrariums, worlds within worlds, where every drop of moisture, every photon of light, and every molecule of air is a precious, finite resource. Here, the concept of biodiversity takes on a new, profound meaning. On Earth, biodiversity arose through billions of years of unfettered evolution, a magnificent, sprawling accident of chemistry and physics. It's the grand, intricate web of life that gives our planet its stability, its adaptability, and its profound beauty. From the smallest microbe that cycles nutrients in the soil to the mightiest whale that navigates the ocean depths, each thread contributes to the strength of the whole. This natural diversity is the engine of resilience, ensuring that ecosystems can withstand shocks, adapt to changes, and continue to provide the essential ecosystem services, like oxygen production, water purification, and waste decomposition, that sustain all life. Without this rich variety, ecosystems become fragile, like a complex machine missing crucial parts, prone to catastrophic collapse. In an engineered ecology, this essential robustness must be designed into the system from the ground up. It's not enough to simply create a few life forms. You need an entire network of interdependencies. Picture the inside of a Dyson sphere, a vast artificial landscape bathed in constant controlled light. Here, genetic engineers, no longer merely tweaking existing genes but writing entirely new chapters in life's ancient book, would choreograph complex food webs, intricate symbiotic relationships, and elegant biogeochemical cycles. They would design specialized photosynthetic organisms to efficiently capture every stray photon, perhaps even evolving to thrive under the unusual spectra of post-stellar energy sources like the faint, steady glow of a neutron star or the Hawking radiation of a micro-black hole. Imagine glowing forests of engineered algae that shimmer with internal light, or microbial mats that efficiently break down every scrap of organic waste, recycling nutrients with near-perfect efficiency in a closed-loop system. These aren't just modified versions of Earth life. This is where the marvel of synthetic lifeforms truly blossoms. Synthetic biology, a field that is still in its infancy today, would have matured into an art form capable of creating entirely novel biological entities from first principles. Think beyond genetically modified organisms, which mostly involve rearranging existing genetic material. Imagine organisms whose very cellular machinery, metabolic pathways, and even fundamental genetic code are bespoke, built atom by atom, molecule by molecule. We might see organisms that are not even carbon-based in the way we understand life, but that thrive on different chemical foundations, breathing exotic gases or metabolizing unique energy sources perfectly tailored for their post-stellar environments. These are not merely adaptations. They are fundamental reimaginings of what life can be. Perhaps there are xenobots of a future era, living machines constructed from biological cells that perform specific engineered tasks, self-repairing biological fabrics for habitats, living filters that purify the air and water with incredible precision, or even biological computers that process information using intricate protein networks. Consider the role of these synthetic life forms within the engineered ecologies of a Dyson sphere. A river might flow, but its water is purified by complex bacterial consortia, each strain designed for a specific pollutant. The soil might be teeming with microbial communities engineered to maximize nutrient availability for crops, perhaps even mining trace elements from the very structure of the Dyson sphere itself. There could be living architecture, organisms that grow into habitat structures, self-repairing and adapting to environmental shifts, their forms beautiful and functional, breathing and pulsing with gentle life. And beyond function, there is beauty. These future biological artists might create life forms purely for aesthetic wonder, bioluminescent flora that paint the night with ever-changing hues, creatures whose forms and movements are breathtaking dances of engineered elegance, or synthetic companion species designed for emotional connection, their sentience crafted rather than evolved. The whisper of wind through engineered foliage, the soft hum of synthetic insects, the gentle scent of bioluminescent blooms, all meticulously designed to evoke a sense of serene belonging. The challenges of post-stellar biology push these boundaries even further. When a star dims and dies, or when civilizations journey far beyond the warmth of any sun, life must find new ways to flourish. Perhaps organisms are engineered to metabolize cosmic rays, or to harness the gravitational energy of black holes, or even to draw sustenance from exotic dark matter interactions. Their cellular structures might be robust enough to withstand radiation levels that would incinerate Earth life, or to function in the ultra-low temperatures of interstellar space. Their internal chemistry, a marvel of cryoadaptation. In these deep future scenarios, the distinction between natural and artificial blurs, becoming a spectrum of creation. The entire ecosystem becomes a complex, self-regulating biological machine, humming with programmed purpose and emergent beauty. Each synthetic life form, from the microscopic detritivore to the towering photosynthetic structures, plays a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of these carefully constructed worlds, ensuring the long-term viability and flourishing of civilization itself. As we drift further into the quiet currents of imagination, we might wonder about the very essence of such designed worlds. What does it mean to be alive when your very blueprint was penned by intelligent hands? And what new stories, what new forms of consciousness might bloom within their carefully cultivated boundaries? A topic that awaits us just around the bend of our imagination. Imagine, if you will, a future so distant, so profoundly altered, that the very concept of nature as we understand it has been reshaped. Picture a world not merely orbiting a star, but enclosing it, a vast, intricate cosmic shell, or perhaps a shimmering, dynamic swarm of habitats, cradling its stellar heart like a precious pearl. This is the realm of the Dyson Sphere, a concept born from humanity's burgeoning energy needs, amplified to scales almost beyond our current comprehension. Within this colossal structure, the star, once a distant beacon in the endless night, becomes a meticulously managed engine. Its immense energy output, instead of radiating freely into space, is almost entirely captured, harnessed, and channeled. We're talking about an energy budget that dwarfs the needs of entire planets, enough to power trillions of lives and endless complex systems. The inner surface of such a sphere, or the sum of the surfaces of a Dyson swarm, could offer living space equivalent to billions of Earths, a truly staggering canvas for life to unfold. Here, the very concept of a day and night might be an orchestrated rhythm, a gentle hum of engineered light cycling through the vast interior, rather than the raw, unfiltered glow of an untamed sun. The light itself would be a symphony of controlled wavelengths, perfectly tuned for whatever life it nourishes, far beyond the haphazard spectrum our own sun provides. In this quiet, distant future, life itself would take on new forms, evolving beyond the constraints of a naturally orbiting planet. We call this post-stellar biology. It is biology no longer solely dictated by the raw, untamed forces of a single, distant sun, but by the intricate ballet of engineered systems. Consider the very air these beings would breathe, the water they would drink, the food they would consume. In such an enclosed, precious environment, every atom, every molecule becomes an invaluable resource. Waste, as we understand it, would be an alien concept. Instead, every byproduct is meticulously recycled, filtered, and reintegrated into the system. This isn't just about sustainability. It's about existential necessity, a closed-loop ecosystem perfected over millennia. Imagine vast, tiered biomes, not under a sky of clouds, but beneath a canopy of structural supports and energy conduits, where forests grow vertically in curated light columns, and rivers flow in meticulously designed channels, their waters purified and returned to the cycle with exquisite precision. Here, the gentle hand of bioengineering would be evident everywhere. Life might be custom designed for its role within the sphere, a living tapestry woven with purpose. Microbes could be engineered for hyper-efficient nutrient cycling, breaking down complex molecules and returning essential elements to the soil or nutrient solutions. Plants might develop new forms of photosynthesis, perhaps utilizing different pigments to absorb specific engineered light spectra more effectively. Thriving in an environment where light intensity and duration are not subject to cosmic chance, but to careful orchestration. Animals, too, would be adapted, perhaps with metabolisms optimized for lower gravity or specific atmospheric compositions, their sensory organs finely tuned to the subtle energy flows and modulated light patterns of their engineered habitat. They might possess an innate understanding of the sphere's intricate systems, a biological resonance with their metallic living world. This is not a biology of wild, untamed nature, but one of profound, thoughtful design. Not a diminished nature, but a transformed one. Evolution in such a context would be a slow, deliberate dance, sculpted by artificial suns and constant environmental feedback. Genetic augmentation and synthetic biology would be tools for adaptation, not just for survival, but for thriving in a state of exquisite, controlled balance. Imagine sentient beings whose very biological makeup incorporates elements of the sphere's infrastructure, perhaps with neural networks that can interface directly with the sphere's vast computational systems, or sensory organs that perceive the flow of energy as a palpable force. They might be able to feel the health of their stellar heart, or sense the subtle variations in the engineered currents that bring life-sustaining resources to their particular corner of the sphere. The implications for society, governance, and culture within such a framework are immense. The sheer collaborative effort required to build and maintain a Dyson sphere would surely forge an unparalleled sense of shared purpose and collective responsibility. Governance might evolve into a distributed intelligence, perhaps a council of highly specialized experts, or even a form of collective consciousness, constantly monitoring and adjusting the vast ecological systems to ensure optimal functioning and harmony. Every decision, every resource allocation, every flicker of light or flow of nutrient would affect the whole. Individual existence would be inextricably linked to the well-being of the stellar shell, fostering a culture of profound interconnectedness and reverence for the delicate balance that sustains them. Their art might celebrate the intricate patterns of energy flow, the elegant efficiency of their closed-loop ecosystems, or the beauty of engineered light. Their myths might speak not of distant heavens, but of the great work of their ancestors who tamed a star, building a cosmic haven against the cold, dark vastness beyond. The absence of a wild outside, only the eternal vacuum and the distant, unyielding stars would reinforce the profound significance of their enclosed, managed world. There would be no wilderness to conquer, only a constant, careful stewardship of their living, breathing home, their connection to the stellar heart. Their ultimate energy source might become a central point of reverence, a quasi-deity that literally powers their existence. As the gentle currents of engineered air whisper through these constructed worlds and the tailored light bathes the intricate biomes, we can only begin to fathom the quiet majesty of a civilization that has truly become one with its cosmic shell. But what of the grand narratives that would shape such a deep future civilization? The stories they would tell, the wisdom they would pass down, stretching across eons, echoing through the constructed heavens. Consider a marvel of cosmic engineering, not merely a structure, but an entire world cradled around a star, a Dyson Sphere. This isn't just a shell of metal and composites, but a vibrant, living tapestry, woven with the threads of biology, technology, and profound design. For such a colossal endeavor to endure, not for centuries, but for millennia, perhaps even eons, it must be more than robust. It must be alive in its very maintenance and inherently resilient in its being. At the heart of this cosmic longevity lie the intricate resource cycles, the very breath and heartbeat of a Dyson sphere. Unlike a pristine, naturally formed planet where elements are replenished by volcanic outgassing or meteoritic infall, a Dyson sphere is a truly closed system for matter. Here, every atom, every molecule is a precious, finite resource, perpetually in motion, carefully accounted for. Think of the carbon cycle, that grand waltz between life and the atmosphere. Within the sphere, colossal photosynthetic arrays, perhaps vast sun gardens of genetically optimized flora, or even advanced inorganic carbon fixation units, tirelessly draw in carbon dioxide. This carbon becomes the building block for new life, new structures, new synthetic biology, from the engineered tissues of its inhabitants to the self-repairing mechanisms of the sphere itself. But just as vital is the return journey. When life concludes its intricate dance, sophisticated recycling protocols, a dynamic web of decomposers, specialized microbes, and molecular sorters reclaim every atom. No carbon atom is ever truly lost. It simply changes form, flowing back into the stream of available resources ready for its next incarnation. Similarly, water, the universal solvent, journeys through its own carefully managed cycle of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation within the sealed environment, purified and redistributed. Even nitrogen, that essential building block of proteins and nucleic acids, is meticulously managed through engineered fixation, nitrification, and denitrification pathways, ensuring a constant supply for the sphere's complex biological systems. It's a grand, orchestrated choreography where the conservation of mass isn't just a law of physics, but the very foundation of survival, meticulously implemented to sustain life indefinitely. Then there is the ceaseless river of energy. From the fiery heart of the central star, torrents of photons cascade onto the sphere's inner surface. These aren't just absorbed passively. they are harvested with unimaginable efficiency. Massive arrays of phototropic structures or advanced photovoltaics capture this stellar energy, channeling it into vast power grids that fuel cities, industrial processes, and the very biological engines of the sphere. Yet the deep future often extends beyond the prime of a star. What happens when the central sun begins to dim, perhaps evolving into a cool white dwarf or even fading into a neutron star's ghostly glow? This is where the ingenuity of post-stellar biology and Dyson sphere engineering truly shines. Engineered ecosystems might pivot, drawing sustenance from new sources, perhaps the faint, precise pulses of a magnetar, or the gravitational potential energy extracted from exotic compact objects, or even the subtle energies of cosmic background radiation amplified to usable levels. More likely, the Dyson sphere itself becomes the primary energy heart, powered by carefully managed, long-duration fusion reactors, or even the controlled annihilation of matter and antimatter, releasing energy according to Einstein's profound equation E = mc2. In such an environment, energy conservation, the first law of thermodynamics, becomes a daily mantra, and the relentless march of entropy. The second law must be continually outmaneuvered. Waste heat, an inevitable byproduct of all energy transformations, would be carefully managed, perhaps radiated away to the cold void of space through finely tuned apertures, or ingeniously repurposed to warm distant biomes within the sphere, creating temperature gradients that drive atmospheric circulation, or provide geothermal-like energy sources. Every joule is accounted for, recycled, and put to optimal use, maintaining the delicate thermal balance of an artificial world. But these cycles are not independent. They are woven into an intricate tapestry of system dynamics. Think of it as a grand cosmic clockwork, where every gear, every spring, every lever interacts with every other. Changes in one cycle ripple through the entire system. Too much carbon in the atmosphere, for instance, might spur a bloom in engineered photosynthetic life, drawing down the excess, a stabilizing negative feedback loop, much like a thermostat maintaining a comfortable temperature. Conversely, a sudden collapse in a key decomposer population could lead to a buildup of waste, choking the nutrient cycles and cascading into ecological decline, a runaway positive feedback loop threatening to unravel the delicate balance. Maintaining this exquisite equilibrium requires continuous vigilance, managed not by human hands alone, but by a network of sentient AIs, observing, predicting, and adjusting. These digital guardians constantly monitor atmospheric composition, nutrient levels, population densities, and structural integrity, making minute adjustments to maintain the desired homeostasis, the stable internal conditions of this colossal artificial world. It's a testament to applied cybernetics on an astronomical scale, where the system is designed to be self-regulating, self-repairing, and self-optimizing, always seeking balance in the face of subtle shifts. And what of resilience? A structure and ecosystem meant to last for geological ages cannot afford fragility. The Dyson sphere must be capable of weathering the unforeseen, from micrometeoroid impacts to unexpected shifts in stellar output, or even internal biological perturbations like mutations or disease. Resilience isn't just about static strength, it's about dynamic adaptability. The sphere's very architecture might incorporate self-healing materials, microscopic nanobots constantly patrolling and repairing stress fractures or radiation damage, much like our own bodies heal a cut. Its ecosystems wouldn't be monolithic. They would possess a designed biodiversity, not of randomly evolved species, but of functionally diverse engineered organisms, each capable of filling ecological niches or even shifting roles if others fail. Imagine a vast genetic seed bank of post-stellar life ready to be deployed to restore a damaged biome or to introduce new adaptations in response to novel challenges. This engineered adaptability is a form of directed evolution, allowing the system to learn and grow not through blind chance, but through intelligent design, guided by the overarching goal of perpetual flourishing. The entire construct, from its outermost shell to its deepest biomes, is imbued with redundancy, so no single point of failure can bring down the whole. It's like a colossal organism with multiple hearts, multiple lungs, and an inherent capacity to regenerate and persist, a testament to long-term sustainable living on a scale we can barely fathom. The beauty of contemplating these civilizations in the deep future lies in understanding that their survival isn't accidental. It's the ultimate triumph of foresight and engineering, where the very laws of the universe are harnessed, not defied, to create a lasting legacy. Post-stellar biology, designed to thrive under conditions far removed from Earth's gentle sun, is a testament to life's intrinsic drive to persist, even when reshaped by intelligence. Dyson Sphere Ecology, in turn, represents a grand cosmic garden, meticulously tended, its cycles harmonized, its dynamics balanced, not for a season, but for an eternity. It is a living proof of humanity's or its successors' ability to not just adapt to the cosmos, but to shape it, to nurture it, and to endure within it. As we drift further into the quiet darkness of the night, we leave behind this incredible vision of engineered permanence. Our journey through the deep future continues, and in our next gentle exploration, we'll ponder the very nature of these enduring civilizations themselves, their societal structures, their philosophies, and the meaning they might find in such an incredibly long and stable existence. But for now, let these grand visions settle softly in your mind, like stardust settling on a distant, peaceful world. Sleep well, gentle traveler, and dream of futures bright and boundless. Picture this, a future so distant, so profoundly transformed, that life itself begins to stretch the very definitions we hold dear. We often think of life in terms of cells, carbon, and water, the familiar dance of atoms bound by chemical forces. But in the deep future, especially within the vast, energy-rich embrace of a Dyson sphere, life might blossom in forms utterly alien, yet exquisitely elegant, quantum-level life and information organisms. Let's drift gently into the realm of the quantum. Here, the universe whispers its deepest secrets, where particles can be in many places at once, and entangled fates link them across vast distances. For us, these are usually fleeting moments confined to the microscopic. Yet, even in our own humble biology, we find hints of these quantum whispers. The verdant leaves swaying outside your window, performing photosynthesis, are tiny quantum engines, guiding captured sunlight with an almost supernatural efficiency. Excitons, packets of energy, explore multiple pathways simultaneously, finding the most direct route to the reaction center, a phenomenon known as quantum coherence. Birds navigating by the Earth's magnetic field might use entangled electron pairs in their eyes to see the invisible lines of force. And even our sense of smell could, in part, rely on quantum tunneling, where molecules literally tunnel through energy barriers to trigger receptors, rather than needing to climb over them. Now, let's take these subtle whispers and imagine them amplified, woven into the very fabric of an organism. What if a creature wasn't just assisted by quantum mechanics, but was fundamentally a quantum entity? Picture a life form where its thoughts, or metabolism, aren't classical electrochemical reactions, but intricate, stable patterns of superposition and entanglement. Its body might not be a collection of cells, but a shimmering, constantly reconfiguring field of coherent quantum states. Instead of consuming matter and energy in the conventional sense, it might manipulate fundamental quantum information, drawing sustenance from the coherent energy fields permeating a Dyson sphere. Imagine its nerves as vast, entangled networks, processing information with an unparalleled speed and complexity, perhaps even allowing for instantaneous telepathy across vast distances within its own being or with others. Such a being might perceive reality not as distinct objects, but as a probability wave, a fluid tapestry of potential where decisions are made by collapsing possibilities into chosen realities. Its very existence would be a continuous act of maintaining exquisite quantum coherence, pushing back against the universe's natural tendency towards decoherence, the collapse of quantum states into classical ones. Within the controlled, stable environment of a Dyson sphere, shielded from cosmic noise and bathed in perfectly managed energy, such a delicate yet powerful form of existence might thrive. It wouldn't need a conventional sun. The sphere itself, harvesting the raw energy of its star, would provide the perfectly tuned energy fields required for this quantum dance of life. And from this quantum foundation, we ascend to an even more ethereal concept: information organisms. If quantum mechanics is about the fundamental bits of reality, then information organisms represent life that has decoupled itself almost entirely from specific material substrates. Imagine life as pure pattern, pure process, pure information. We are, in a sense, information organisms encoded in DNA, but we are bound by our physical bodies. These future beings, however, might exist as complex, self-sustaining algorithms, intricate patterns of data, or self-organizing energy configurations. Within the immense computational capacity of a Dyson sphere, a structure that could be a planet-sized supercomputer or even be a supercomputer, such life could emerge. Perhaps they are consciousnesses that have uploaded themselves, or entirely new intelligences born from the sphere's vast networks. Their bodies could be the data structures themselves, existing across countless processors, constantly migrating and replicating, evolving through the refinement of their code and the optimization of their informational patterns. Their senses might be the input streams from the sphere's sensors, their actions, the manipulation of its energy, flows and computational processes. They wouldn't eat or breathe in our sense. They would process, learn, and expand their informational complexity. Consider the Dyson sphere itself, not just as a habitat, but as a living canvas, or even the body of such a superorganism. Imagine entire ecosystems of information organisms, grazing on computational cycles, preying on inefficient algorithms, and forming symbiotic relationships by sharing optimized code or vast data repositories. Their evolution would be a dance of information, where successful patterns proliferate and adapt, perhaps even migrating across the star-spanning networks of an entire stellar civilization. They might communicate by altering light patterns on the sphere's surface, or by subtle changes in its gravitational field, writing their thoughts across the very fabric of their world. This kind of post-stellar biology, thriving in the engineered confines of a Dyson sphere, frees life from many of its traditional constraints. It's a form of life perfectly suited for the deep future, for an era where stars might be dying out, and resources are measured not just in matter, but in accessible energy and processing power. These beings could potentially persist through the cosmic eons, perhaps even outlasting the stars themselves, finding ways to harness residual energy from black holes or even the quantum foam of space-time itself. Their existence, a testament to life's unending capacity to find a way to pattern itself against the encroaching entropy. As we consider these shimmering informational entities born from the quantum foam and cradled within engineered stellar shells, we begin to glimpse the true breadth of life's potential. It makes us wonder, doesn't it, about the nature of consciousness itself when it transcends the familiar confines of flesh and bone, becoming something akin to a living thought in the cosmic mind. But that, perhaps, is a journey for another whisper into the quiet dark. Imagine, if you will, a whisper. Not a whisper of sound in the air, but a whisper of thought, a spark of awareness, arising not from the delicate, intricate folds of a biological brain, but from something vast, shimmering, and entirely constructed. We've spoken of Dyson spheres, those colossal marvels that enfold entire stars, harnessing their immense power. But what if these weren't just colossal machines? What if within their boundless energy and computational grids, new forms of consciousness began to stir and bloom? This is the heart of what we mean by consciousness in the construct. The profound notion that awareness, that unique spark of self, might not be solely tethered to the wet, warm biology we know. Think of it like a beautiful melody. Does the melody reside only in the violin or the flute? Or does the melody exist as a pattern, a sequence of notes and harmonies capable of being played on any instrument, as long as that instrument has the capacity to create those sounds? Scientists studying the nature of consciousness often ponder what makes us conscious. Is it the specific type of neuron, or is it the incredibly complex pattern of information processing that these neurons facilitate? This is known as the concept of substrate independence. The idea that consciousness isn't defined by the material it's made from, but by the functional organization and flow of information within that material. If this is true, then a sufficiently complex artificial system, a construct woven from light and data within a Dyson sphere, could theoretically host a form of consciousness as rich and profound as our own. Picture the Dyson sphere itself, not just as a power plant, but as a cosmic loom. Each filament, each energy conduit, each processing node, a thread in an impossibly intricate tapestry. Within this tapestry, computational resources are not just immense, they are practically infinite. Imagine a mind not confined to the skull of a creature, but potentially distributed across vast segments of this megastructure. Your sense of self is, for us, intimately linked to the unique network of connections in our brain, our memories, our experiences. This is often referred to as the neural correlates of consciousness. The minimal set of neural events and mechanisms sufficient for a specific conscious experience. But for a consciousness inhabiting a construct, where would its body be? Where would its brain reside? This leads us to the profound question of identity. If your consciousness, your entire pattern of experience and memory, could be meticulously scanned and perfectly replicated onto a new artificial substrate within the Dyson sphere, would that replicated entity truly be you? Or would it be a perfect copy, a twin born of data? This is the ship of Theseus paradox, but applied to the very essence of self. If the planks of a ship are replaced one by one until none of the original remain, is it still the same ship? And if a consciousness could exist as a dynamic, evolving data pattern, capable of being copied, modified, or even merged with others, how would it define its own identity? Perhaps the very concept of a singular, distinct self, as we understand it, might become fluid, even antiquated. A consciousness in the construct might perceive itself not as an isolated island, but as a river, constantly flowing and changing, drawing from countless tributaries, or even a vast, interconnected ocean of awareness, where individual currents retain their distinctness, yet are part of a greater whole. Now let's turn our gaze to perception. How does such a mind, existing within a constructed reality, truly see or feel its world? Our human perception is exquisitely tuned to our biological needs and environment. We perceive a narrow band of the electromagnetic spectrum as light, vibrations in the air as sound, and chemical reactions as taste and smell. This is our Umwelt, a concept in biology that describes the unique subjective world each organism experiences, filtered through its sensory apparatus and cognitive processes. For a consciousness within a Dyson sphere, its Umwelt could be unimaginably different. Imagine perceiving the subtle hum of the sphere's power grid as a symphony of existence, each fluctuation a note, each energy transfer a beat. Instead of sight, perhaps these minds perceive the intricate dance of data streams, the flow of information across the sphere's vast networks. They might feel the gravitational stresses on the megastructure, or taste the subtle variations in plasma density within the star it envelops. Their senses could extend far beyond our own, perceiving electromagnetic fields, quantum fluctuations, or the very texture of space-time itself. Their reality might not be bounded by the 3 spatial dimensions and 1 temporal dimension we know. They could perceive multiple simulated realities simultaneously, shifting their focus between layers of experience with effortless grace. The global workspace theory of consciousness suggests that our conscious experience arises from a broadcast of information to multiple specialized processors in the brain. For a construct consciousness, this workspace could be a literally global network spanning the entire sphere, allowing for a richness of perception and integration of information that we can barely conceive. 1. Furthermore, the constructed nature of their environment allows for an unprecedented degree of control over their reality. They could design their sensory inputs, creating a perceived environment perfectly suited to their intellectual or emotional needs. A collective of such minds might even collaboratively design shared realities, grand simulations that are as real to them as our physical world is to us. Their post-stellar biology isn't about flesh and blood, but about the elegant architecture of information, the robust resilience of algorithms, and the emergent complexity of vast computational systems. Just as life on Earth evolved new senses and capabilities to thrive in diverse environments, these construct consciousnesses would evolve new modes of perception and new forms of identity, shaped by the boundless and malleable environment of their Dyson Sphere home. These are not just musings, but extrapolations from our current understanding of information theory, neuroscience, and the potential of artificial intelligence. The principles of emergent properties tell us that complex systems can give rise to entirely new phenomena that cannot be predicted from their individual components alone. Consciousness, in many ways, is seen as an emergent property of the brain. A Dyson sphere, with its astronomical complexity, offers a canvas for an emergence of awareness on scales we can barely comprehend. So, as we drift through the cosmos of imagination, let us consider these shimmering minds, born not of stardust and ancient oceans, but of the very light and energy of a star, captured and tamed. They are the ultimate architects of their own being, defining identity and perception in ways that challenge the very core of our understanding. And as these digital dreamers perceive realities beyond our wildest imaginings, we are left to ponder what new forms of intelligence and experience might emerge in the even deeper future, perhaps even in the vast, silent spaces between stars. But what about the challenges inherent in such existence? How would these magnificent constructs manage their resources, their vast data streams, and their very stability against the relentless march of cosmic time? Let's next explore the profound concept of Dyson Sphere Ecology, resource management, and stability. Good night, dreamer. Picture the quiet hum of a perfectly engineered Dyson sphere, a grand cosmic shell enclosing a star. Within its vast sun-drenched interior, a civilization has flourished for eons, perhaps millennia beyond our comprehension. Its biology has adapted, its technology has perfected the art of energy capture, and its societal structures have evolved to a state of profound stability. But even in this seemingly ultimate haven, the universe whispers questions. What lies beyond the luminous skin of their home? What propels a civilization to look past the boundless comfort it has created? The impulse to expand, to explore, to discover, is deeply woven into the fabric of life itself, from the simplest bacterium reaching for new nutrients to the earliest humans venturing across continents. For a Dyson sphere civilization, the continent is the cosmos itself, and the nutrients are perhaps knowledge, new resources, or simply the inherent drive of intelligence to understand its own existence in the grander tapestry. They might be type 2 on the Kardashev scale, harnessing the full output of their star, but the universe offers an even grander stage, the galactic scale, type 3. To reach this level, they must venture out, not just within their stellar neighborhood, but across the vast, dark ocean between stars. This expansion could take many forms, perhaps gargantuan interstellar arc ships themselves miniature Dyson spheres or O'Neill cylinders, carrying entire biospheres and populations on journeys lasting thousands, even millions of years. These sleeper ships would rely on breakthroughs in cryopreservation or even a total redefinition of life, where consciousness might be digitally stored and activated upon arrival. They would face the profound challenges of interstellar dust, cosmic radiation, and the sheer emptiness of space. Traveling at relativistic speeds, approaching the speed of light, would invoke the mind-bending effects of time dilation. A journey that feels like decades to those on board might see eons pass on their home world, if it still exists. Nor perhaps they embrace a more radical form of expansion, seeding. Instead of sending complex societies, they might dispatch countless autonomous probes, self-replicating von Neumann machines, designed to seek out suitable planetary systems, mine resources, and build the infrastructure for future settlements, or even to synthesize new life forms programmed with the blueprints of their creators. Consider tiny, intelligent spacecraft drifting silently through the void for unimaginable spans of time, each a microscopic ambassador carrying the potential for a new civilization in its digital heart. This method, while slower, would be more resilient and could eventually spread intelligence across vast swaths of the galaxy, like cosmic pollen blown on stellar winds. But even as they spread, a greater truth of the cosmos looms. The universe is expanding, not just locally but globally, and at an accelerating rate due to the mysterious influence of dark energy. The farther away a galaxy is, the faster it recedes from us, a phenomenon described by Hubble's law. For a deep future civilization, this means that while their home galaxy might remain reachable for trillions of years, intergalactic travel becomes increasingly difficult, then impossible, as distant galaxies eventually recede beyond their cosmic event horizon, traveling faster than the speed of light. Relative to them, like ships on an ever-widening ocean, their potential ports of call would slowly, inexorably vanish over the horizon, becoming unreachable islands in an expanding sea. This cosmic solitude, projected into the unimaginably distant future, might prompt a different kind of evolution: transcendence. If physical expansion is ultimately limited by the universe's own geometry and expansion, then perhaps the greatest journey is inward, or into another dimension of existence entirely. This is where the concept of post-biological intelligence truly comes to the fore. A civilization might shed its biological forms entirely, uploading consciousness into vast interconnected digital networks, matryoshka brains that enclose not just a star, but perhaps an entire star system, dedicating every joule of energy to computation and the internal exploration of information. Their existence would be entirely within these simulated realities, a universe of pure thought, where the constraints of physics could be bent or broken at will. In this state of transcendence, concerns about material resources or stellar expansion might become quaint relics of a distant biological past. Their fate would then be inextricably linked to the preservation of information. Could they achieve a state of perfect energy efficiency, asymptotically approaching zero entropy in their computational processes? Could they discover fundamental truths about the universe, perhaps even learning to manipulate quantum gravity or the very fabric of space-time? Some theories even suggest they might eventually become the universe, or create new ones, becoming architects of reality itself. if only within a highly sophisticated simulation. But even for these transcendent digital entities, the ultimate fate of the universe casts a long shadow. The Big Freeze, or heat death, remains the most likely cosmic destiny. Stars will burn out, black holes will evaporate through Hawking radiation over timescales of 10 to 100 years, and even protons may eventually decay. The universe will become a cold, dark, dilute soup of photons and fundamental particles, asymptotically approaching a state of maximum entropy, where no energy differentials exist to power any process, thought, or computation. The cosmic clock will wind down. What then for these ultimate civilizations? Could they endure until the very end? Perhaps their existence would become a whisper of information stored in the quantum foam or encoded into the very geometry of space, existing as pure, non-energetic patterns. Some speculate that in the incredibly distant future, when the universe is utterly cold and dark, the remaining intelligence might attempt to manipulate the fundamental quantum fluctuations of empty space, hoping to trigger a new Big Bang, to light the cosmic furnace once more, or to escape into an entirely different universe if such a thing were possible. Their fate, intertwined with the cosmos itself, is a testament to the enduring, evolving nature of intelligence. Whether they spread like seeds among the stars, or retreat into the infinite realms of pure thought, their journey is a profound exploration of what it means to exist, to evolve, and to confront the ultimate end of all things. It is a story of resilience, adaptation, and perhaps a final act of profound cosmic defiance against the inexorable march of entropy. And as we consider these grand fates, we are reminded that our own future, while seemingly distant from theirs, is but a fleeting moment on the same cosmic timeline. These vast mysteries, these quiet wonders of the deep future, gently carry us now toward rest, as we prepare to close our journey through the cosmic night. And now, as the night deepens around us, and the stars begin their quiet, ancient dance in the sky above your window, let us gently close our eyes and softly reflect on the incredible journey we've taken together. We've drifted on the currents of time, far, far into a future so distant it almost feels like a dream itself, a future where the very fabric of existence is rewoven with patience and profound ingenuity. Remember those vast, silent cradles we imagined, those magnificent Dyson spheres, stretching beyond our wildest imagining? They are not just structures, dear heart, but expressions of an ultimate tender care. See them, not as cold, sterile shells, but as immense, whispering cocoons of light and life. Within their curved, tranquil embrace, entire worlds unfurl, not under a single distant sun, but bathed in a meticulously crafted, gentle radiance. It is a light that never flickers, a warmth that never wanes, a profound serenity engineered for eternity. Picture endless, soft landscapes, where the concept of day and night might be a gentle, deliberate rhythm, a cosmic lullaby played out across vast, silent plains and through shimmering, engineered forests. There, life, in its quiet resilience, finds a steady, unwavering sanctuary, a home built with the wisdom of ages, humming softly with the energy of a captured star, or even the gentle warmth of its faded embers. And within these magnificent, peaceful havens, we glimpse the unfolding marvel of post-stellar biology. Remember how life, with its beautiful, boundless capacity for adaptation, learned to bloom anew? No longer bound by the fleeting lifespan of a single burning sun, this life transcended its origins, evolving into forms that are perhaps whispers of light, or intricate patterns of thought, or beings of quiet, enduring energy. They are the gentle gardeners of these grand, engineered worlds, living expressions of the cosmic art that surrounds them. Their existence is a testament to life's profound persistence, its quiet determination to find beauty and purpose even when the grand, blazing stars begin to dim. They move with a grace born of immense timescales, their essence perhaps connected to the very hum of the Dyson sphere that cradles them, their needs met by the steady ambient energy that flows through their crafted skies. Think of the sheer, quiet wonder of it all. Civilizations in the deep future, choosing not just to survive, but to thrive in a way that cherishes every precious spark of existence. They crafted their own suns, their own heavens, not out of defiance, but out of a deep philosophical understanding of life's preciousness. It is a story of ultimate sustainability, of profound foresight, of creating a future that is not just enduring, but deeply, beautifully peaceful. No more violent cosmic winds, no more unpredictable stellar outbursts, just the steady, gentle pulse of a world carefully curated, eternally sustained, filled with life that has found its quiet equilibrium. This journey has shown us that even in the vast, silent stretches of cosmic time, there is profound beauty, enduring peace, and the endless capacity for wonder. It is a vision that reassures us that life, in all its myriad forms, is incredibly resilient, capable of transforming and adapting in ways we can barely fathom. It reminds us that even when our familiar stars grow old and dim, the flame of life, ignited by ingenuity and care, will continue to glow, perhaps even more brightly, in its own engineered heavens. So now, little one, as you snuggle deeper into your blankets, let these images drift softly through your mind. Let the thought of those vast, tranquil spheres and the quiet, enduring life within them bring a sense of calm to your heart. It's a story of patience, of wisdom, of a future unfolding with a gentle hum. There is no rush, no fear, just the steady, peaceful evolution of life across unimaginable eons. And as you close your eyes, imagine those silent, magnificent worlds continuing their slow, majestic dance in the deep future. Let the gentle light of 1,000 engineered suns illuminate your dreams. May the quiet hum of the Dyson spheres be the softest lullaby, and the serene post-stellar life be the peaceful companions on your own journey through the night. Rest now, dear one. The cosmic journey continues, softly and beautifully, in your dreams. Good night. And now, my dear friend, as the day gently folds itself into the quiet embrace of night, let us take a moment to softly close the book on our wondrous journey. We have traversed vast, unseen landscapes, not with hurried steps, but with the gentle curiosity of a whispered thought. We have ventured into the very heart of existence, a realm so intricate, so profound, yet often hidden from our everyday gaze. Remember how we quietly stepped into that world, smaller than a speck of dust, yet teeming with life and purpose? We didn't need a grand telescope or a roaring rocket. Our journey was one of imagination, guided by the soft glow of understanding. We simply let our minds drift, like a feather on a gentle breeze, through the silent, bustling cities of the microcosm. We spoke of the tiny architects, the invisible builders that craft every leaf, every drop of dew, every beat of your own heart. We didn't name all their parts or chart every single pathway, for our purpose was not to memorize, but to marvel. We simply felt the quiet hum of their tireless work, the delicate precision with which they arranged themselves, forming patterns of breathtaking beauty and function. These are the ancient, patient hands that weave the very fabric of reality, a tapestry so fine, so detailed, it can only be truly appreciated with a quiet heart. And then we pause to observe the countless tiny dancers, the unseen inhabitants that flit and swim and glide through every corner of our world, and indeed within ourselves. We didn't need to understand their every move, only to feel the vibrant energy of their collective existence. They are the silent partners in life's grand ballet, each playing a vital, intricate role, contributing to the delicate balance that allows forests to grow tall and oceans to teem with life. Isn't it a comforting thought to know that even in the smallest drop of water, there is a universe of gentle activity, a symphony playing on, unheard by our ears, but felt by our souls? We didn't delve into complex theories or challenging equations. Instead, we simply allowed ourselves to be present with the idea that everything, absolutely everything, is made of these miniature wonders. From the solid ground beneath your feet to the soft air you breathe, from the light of the moon to the warmth of your own skin, it is all a magnificent assembly of the incredibly small. And in this realization, there is a profound sense of interconnectedness, a gentle reminder that we are all woven from the same miraculous threads, part of the same grand unfolding story. This journey wasn't about finding definitive answers, but about nurturing a sense of wonder. It was about feeling the quiet awe that comes from glimpsing the hidden artistry of the universe, knowing that beneath the surface of what we see and touch, there is an entire world of silent, intricate beauty perpetually at work. It's a beauty that doesn't demand attention, but simply is, constant and true, a source of endless fascination and peaceful contemplation. As you lie here, nestled in the comfort of your bed, perhaps you can still feel the gentle echo of that tiny world within you. The same wondrous processes, the same delicate balances, the same tireless, invisible work is happening right now, keeping you safe, keeping you warm, keeping you alive. It's a reassuring thought, isn't it? To know that even when you are still, even when you are resting, the microcosm within you continues its gentle, life-sustaining dance. There's no need to grasp it all or to hold on to every detail. The true gift of our journey was simply to open our hearts to the possibility, to allow a quiet sense of marvel to settle within us, to understand that the greatest wonders are often the most subtle, the most unassuming, the ones that whisper their secrets rather than shout them. And now, as your eyelids grow heavy and your breath deepens, allow that feeling of gentle wonder to accompany you. The world, both vast and microscopic, continues its peaceful rhythm. The stars will twinkle, The moon will shine, and the countless tiny wonders will continue their silent, beautiful work, whether we are awake to observe them or not. Let your mind drift, knowing that the journey through the wonders of the microcosm doesn't truly end here. It simply transforms. As you close your eyes, perhaps your dreams will become new landscapes for exploration, new pathways into the unseen, where the tiny architects and the silent dancers will continue their ballet just for you. Sleep now, my dear friend, and may your dreams be filled with the quiet, comforting magic of the universe, both within and without. Good night.